Hello, it's Tess here from Heart and Mind Kinesiology, and I'm going to do a little DIY demo on the Breathe, or known in Australia as the Easy Air, there it is, salve. So what I'm going to be making is a salve, a super salve. I'm using the Chrissy Ballinger super salve recipe from the Inspired Little Pot, and I better get onto it because it's going to start to solidify. And so what I've done is I've just gone to Aussie Soap Supplies. So that's a sort of it's a supply company for raw ingredients when you're making your soaps and your own products. So the ingredients for the super salve, which we'll put on as an extra to this video as well, so that you actually have Chrissy Ballinger's recipe, contains, straight from the Aussie Soap Supplies, great place, 45 grams of coconut oil, 90 grams of carrier oil, which is the fractionated coconut oil, or you could use sweet almond oil, 30 grams of shea butter. Better make some more soaps or salves. Look how much shea butter I get. It's also got beeswax pellets just to hold the salve intact. So we've got about 15 grams of the beeswax pellets, and we've also got some evening primrose oil straight from Aussie Soap Supply. So I just bought in bulk to make it super easy for myself. I'm going to be adding in the Easy Air, and I'm going to make it a little bit more exciting by adding some rosemary. Rosemary is a wonderful respiratory aid oil. If you've not used rosemary before, on its own, it will is an alternative, especially if there is some sensitivity to the peppermint in the Easy Air. You can use rosemary, and you can add a little bit of lemon, and that's a really great alternative to children or adults that have sensitive skin. Especially as we get older, our skin gets a little bit more sensitive. So sometimes the peppermint in the Easy Air always dilutes, of course, but the rosemary and lemon is also a great combo. There it is. Always dilute. I'm a dilute fan. So what I'm going to do is I've got right here my core ingredients, which is the coconut oil, the fractionated coconut oil, the shea butter, and the beeswax pellets. I'm going to add the 20 grams of evening primrose oil, which I'm just pouring in right now. Give that a stir. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 20 drops of the, this is not a cooking show, I'm actually making something down here before it solidifies. Here goes. 20 drops of Easy Air are now going to go into my raw ingredients. We're going to make about 200 grams. Great, it smells great. I'm going to add 10 drops of the rosemary. I'm going to give that a nice stir. There it is. That actually smells really good. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm now going to pour this into just a little mason jar that I have. Okay, so there you have 200 gram jar of Easy Air salve. Now, comparable to, I think this probably costs me, I say on the expensive side, $5, $5. doTERRA has its already beautiful product, which is the Easy Air Vapor Stick, which we use and we've been using ever since they released this product. It's a fabulous product. Love it. I can take it everywhere with me. when my son was very, very young, he had some respiratory issues. He was born prem, and he was just susceptible to coughs and things like that. He did develop croup at one point when he was an infant, and I found that I needed to work with his young skin, and so I would apply the Easy Air just to his feet when he was very young. And as he grew up, I was, diluting this quite heavily, like 1 drop in a 10 ml rollerball, with my fractionated coconut oil, and applying that to the base of his feet. And that really helped him just keep his airways cleared. But when doTERRA released this product, I was super excited because, as I've said, I'm not a DIYer, but I'm so grateful that no one else chose this, because now I've made something. I'm very proud of myself, I must say. So, Easy Air. Not sure if I mentioned this already. Lemon, peppermint, cardamom, eucalyptus, tea tree, and Ravensara. It's the Ravensara ingredient that makes it particularly special and super, super calming. So, when we're looking at conditions of the chest, where we're having difficulty breathing, whether it's exercise induced or we have an external factor coming in, be it just because we're living in a city and pollution, or we have just bacteria in our community, what we tend to find is that it does settle down into the chest. When my son was little, we tended to use quite a fair amount of the Easy Air. But what I also noticed whilst working in my clinic with my clients is that it's very calming. So it's super, super calming. And when you read the information in the Emotional Aromatherapy book from Daniel MacDonald, actually helps deal with a lot of really strong emotions, from loss and sadness all the way through to grief. So have a think about, how when we get distressed, how we find it hard to breathe. And that can be caused by many, many different factors. So the Easy Air, I really love the Easy Air because it does exactly what it's supposed to do, which is actually help relieve the airways. I pop it into a diffuser, just made a salve. I added in with my rosemary, which is just wonderful as a 1-2. So they work beautifully together as a 1-2. But also have a think about, if you're distressed, or if you know people that are prone to getting a little bit distressed or a little bit anxious or worried, including our children. So we tend to go for the florals to help calm and settle us. How about you might just try the Easy Air. Again, use the salve. It's already starting to thicken up. I'm super excited. How about you use the Easy Air just as a second option for when we're finding life a little bit difficult and we're trying to breathe. So some of the emotions that are addressed can be sadness, grief, despair, literally difficulty breathing in certain situations, especially if we're really busy at work or we've got a lot of pressure to perform. Constriction. It also moves into emotions like distrust and feeling unloved. So I think everybody could use some Easy Air to just breathe in life. And I think that the salve is going to be cost effective. I can't wait to use this once this is all solidified, and enjoy using your Easy Air salve. And we'll post the recipe underneath from Kirsty Ballinger straight after this. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Good night.